Just before we start our weather scraper, I want to show you two ways we can get the contents of other scripts inside our script. And that's a very useful thing to be able to do for two quite different reasons. On the one hand, we might want to organize our big complex scripts into lots of mini scripts to help keep them organized. You might have a database connection script, for example, that you don't want to have every time, but you want to just save it once and then include it in your scripts. On the other hand, we might have content on different websites or servers that we want to access from our site. And we'll be able to do both of those by the end of this video. So first off, I'm going to show you how to include one PHP file in another. To do that, we'll need to create a second PHP file. So I'm going to go back over to FireFTP and create another PHP file. I'll call it includedfile.php. And then I'm just going to use Command O to open that in brackets. And then I'm just going to put some simple PHP. I'm an included file. Lovely, that's all we need for that. So I'm going to use Command W or Control W on Windows to shut that down. And then all we need to do to include that in our main PHP file is we use the include command. And then we just give the name of the file. So included, I forget what I call it now, includedfile.php. And then it will run the PHP code from that file. So let's see it in action. Nope, we don't want to resubmit the form. There we go. So that might not look like much in terms of what we've done here, but it's actually very powerful. And if, for example, you want to have a site with, say, 10 pages, but all of those pages have got the same header and footer, then you might want to have the header and the footer as separate PHP files, and then just include those at the top and the bottom of each of your individual pages. It's quite an efficient way to do it, so you're not replicating code for every page. Alright, so that's how to include a PHP file from your own server, but we can also get the contents of a completely different site. So if, for example, we wanted to get the contents of everyone's favorite web hosting website, we can use file get contents like that with underscore between the word names and then the full URL. So https://www.ecowebhosting.co.uk. You can try any website there you like. Then it'll take a little while because it has to download it to the server and then display it to us. But it will get the HTML contents and display them to us. And this is actually something that we're going to be using in the weather scraper to get the weather. We're going to use an existing weather website and get the contents of it using file get contents. And there we go. So it doesn't look great because the links don't work because we're not running it on EcoWebHosting's server, but we have got all the HTML content there. So those are two really powerful techniques when you're working with PHP. And we're now ready to take on the final project in the PHP section of the Complete Web Developer course, and that is the weather scraper.